Thank you, family, friends, for joining me at What Else? Maria loves to talk. Nope, not talking about candles, not talking about perfumes or my little Valentine's decorations. Yes, I am talking about this whole series. I don't know if I should call it a series or what, but I will be talking about crime, and just relationships gone sour, just little crazy things. Just like some of the things I'm seeing in the news lately, it's just like common sense, just common sense stuff that mama, papa, your godmother should have told you. And it looks like a lot of people just missing common sense. So hey, y'all know what to do. Go get you some snacks, come on back. Let's get into this video. Montgomery County woman who disappeared 2 weeks ago.
Search for Jennifer Brown. Friends and family handed out flyers today with the hope of finding out where Jennifer might be.
It has been nearly 2 weeks and there is still no trace of Brown.
Saturday night, I'm Walter Perez with Jillian Mealy. The big story in Action News is the growing concern for Jennifer Brown.
The Montgomery County woman hasn't been seen in almost 2 weeks, and friends and family spent their Saturday spreading the word about her disappearance. Action News reporter Brianna Gallagher joins us live in Norristown with more on the search. Brianna.
Walter, Jillian, it's been almost 2 weeks since Jennifer Brown went missing, and with very little information and no signs of Jennifer, her family is pleading for someone to come forward.
Today we went out in the community and went to high traffic areas to hand out flyers and hope to get Jennifer's face continuing to be out there.
These are the flyers that relatives of missing 43-year-old Jennifer Brown handed out across the community on Saturday.
We're just taking minute by minute, honestly. I mean, we have no other information. We're just praying for Jennifer's safe return.
She was last seen in Royersford on January 3rd. Chopper 6 was overhead while crews combed through a landfill in Birdsboro, Berks County, which sources say was in connection to the missing Montgomery County mother.
At the Montgomery County Detectives Department, the Limerick Police Department have been amazing. They're working 24/7 to try and bring my niece home to us.
Brown's neighbors tell Action News the police took a large dumpster from their development earlier this week. When we spoke with Jennifer's aunt Saturday evening, she was wearing a purple ribbon.
It's for Jennifer. Purple was her favorite color, and she needs to come home for her parents, for her sons. And we are just asking anybody to please help us with any information you know.
Jennifer was reported missing after she failed to pick up her 8-year-old son from the bus stop. Her car was left parked outside of her home. Her keys, wallet, purse, and work cell phone all left behind.
At this time, I don't have any vigils planned. I'm sure we'll do something else. We're just hoping that today's the day she comes home safely and we don't have to do that again.
Now, the family is offering a $15,000 reward for her location or her return home. Anyone with information should contact the police. For now, we're live.
The body of missing mother Jennifer Brown has been found in a shallow grave in Royersford. Good evening, everyone. I'm Yuki Washington.
And I'm Jessica Cartelia. 43-year-old Jennifer Brown of Limerick Township disappeared more than 2 weeks ago. Well, investigators say that they found her body late this afternoon.
Alicia Roberts is in Royersford with the very latest tonight. Alicia.
Yuki, Jessica, good evening to you. This certainly was the outcome so many feared. Jennifer Brown missing for 2 weeks to the day. Officials confirming her body was discovered earlier today in this industrial complex behind me, located along 5th and Chestnut Streets, which is less than 2 miles away from her home. Now, sources close to the investigation confirm that her body was discovered behind a stairwell, buried in a shallow grave, partially covered in plastic. Jennifer Brown missing for 2 weeks. Her family telling us she was last seen on January 3rd when she didn't pick up her son from the school bus the following day. They knew that something was terribly wrong. Since then, an all-out search has been going on here in this Limerick Township, Royersford community. Officials and family members and friends handing out posters, signs, spreading the message on social media. We've also learned that officials did in fact confiscate the dumpster behind Brown's home for processing. They also, on Thursday and Friday of last week, searched a landfill in Berks County for additional evidence. All of that search leading them here to this industrial park, where within the last hour we did see crews from county detective crews, that is, take away a body on a stretcher loaded into a truck. Within the last half hour, we heard from District Attorney Kevin Steele, who did confirm it was Jennifer Brown.
We have been engaging in an intensive investigation And I can't tell you how many people have worked through this and have helped in this case to try to locate her, and we hoped and prayed that she would be safe, and she is not.
And again, within the last 30 minutes now, the district attorney confirming Jennifer Brown's body is in fact the body that investigators have been processing since early this afternoon. We do know her family has been contacted. For this community, this is a first step in closure for them. Many tell me they have been fearful to go outside of their homes as Jennifer's killer remains on the run tonight. It is a first step, but now the shift in this investigation turns to justice and finding out the person or persons responsible for her murder. We're live in Royersford. Alicia Rob.
Oh. I hope they find out. She has, I think, older kids. I see the little boy, cute little boy. It sounds very, I don't want to play little Sherlock Holmes Jr. but it sounds really suspicious, especially her car at the house, keys and all that. The first thing comes to my mind, and y'all know we are all crime sleuths 101, and we know the 101. When you see something like this, what comes to mind? Hubby, husband, boyfriend, or maybe stalker. Someone surprised her. Someone either came into the house or she opened the door and one thing led to the next and they took her off. And I'm curious, the father of the child that she was supposed to pick up, allegedly. I'm not blaming, saying it's him. I'm just saying, I'm just wondering, I'm just curious. But it's sad. Jennifer Brown and her baby's up in prayers, her family. This woman's got a kid to raise. And it's always really women at the end of the day. I don't want to use that word, grandma, auntie, nanny, godmother, big mama, little mama. We the ones stuck raising these kids. And sometimes, at first I didn't agree with something that just, what's that chick name, Tom's ex-wife, Giselle said, oh, I'm a single mother. Well, you're a single mother with about a $300 million nest egg. But you can be still a single mom with a man or husband in the house. You can, especially if he's gone all day long, gone 30 days out of the month, working on the oil rig, if he's a trucker, or hey, if he's got a second household that you know about, or maybe you don't know about. So yeah, it's possible, yet you can be. So prayers go out to her for justice and for peace. Moving on to the next story. A young woman, and this was from Fox 2, young woman found shot to death in Pontiac yard and family begs for justice. This is from December. Pretty nice looking young lady.
It was around 4:30 in the morning 2 Sundays ago when Oakland County Sheriff's deputies responded to a call of shots fired in Pontiac. They arrived to a tragic scene. 22-year-old Ikiyonna Goans lying dead on the sidewalk in front of a home on West Columbia Avenue, just a block from her mother's house. The killer still loose. Megan Woods spoke with her father about holding that person responsible.
It's the holidays. This Pontiac father should be focused on spending time with family, picking out gifts for his children, but instead he had to bury his 22-year-old daughter, and the people who know something, who know who killed her, aren't speaking up.
Tears are hard for me to come through, but the pain is there, and it's heavy, and it's bearing down on me heavy.
Steve Williams still can't wrap his mind around what happened to his daughter Ikiyonna. He describes her as a hard worker. She was a server and dishwasher at Big Boy to save up for her own car and apartment. Almost every morning, she would send her dad a message just saying hey.
At whatever point in my day I can respond, then I can respond, so. But I miss that, and I wish that I could just be like, hey, it's my turn to say hey, but hey. Yeah, it's overbearing. Never thought in a million years.
Stephen still has so many questions.
She was a really kind person, and she didn't, you would never think that she would be in this environment where she would end up where she where she would end up getting killed.
He knows someone has answers and wants them to come forward.
The street justice is not the way I want this to end up. I want whoever did this to be held accountable. I want to see their face in court.
And if that person is watching, he has a message for you.
Whoever did this, you can't afford to run. You can't afford to hide, because people that hide other people, you will also be charged. If you know something, you need to come forward as well as this other person.
Any bit of information can help. So if you know anything, you're asked to call 1-800-SPEAK-UP. You can remain anonymous, or you can contact Oakland County Sheriff's Department.
Spencer joining us live outside the Oakland County Sheriff's Office with more. Dave.
Yeah, Amy, that's exactly what's going on. While investigators here at the Oakland County Sheriff's Office continue their search for a suspect, over at the crime scene in Pontiac, family and friends gathered to hold a vigil in honor of the victim's memory. With balloons and candles in hand.
I love you, Yana.
Love you, Yana.
Love you, Yana.
Dozens of family and friends came out Monday night to pay their respects to 22-year-old Ikiyonna Goans.
She has lots of friends that love her. They love her. And she shouldn't have to go through this. She should be burying me, not me burying her.
A 911 call was made around 4:30 Sunday morning. The report of gunshots being fired in the 300 block of Columbia Avenue in Pontiac. When deputies from the Oakland County Sheriff's Office arrived, they found the body of the 22-year-old woman lying on the sidewalk. She was pronounced dead at the scene.
Whoever did this, please come forward.
Ikiyonna's family and friends trying as best they can to replace the awful details of the crime with candles, messages, and pictures of a bright and promising future.
Her dream was to be a teacher. She wanted to help the kids. She wanted to be there for the kids. She's great. She's smart.
Remembering the effort it took for her to overcome mental health struggles just to get to this point. Her mother wondering where she will go from here.
I don't know how I can be happy again. I mean, I have other kids. I have 9 kids altogether, but one's gone now.
Rest in peace, Yana!
Again, I gotta give you my story. I'm old school. My mama was old school, and mama's mama was old school. And what I see with a lot of these young people, and yes, I have nieces and nephews, and got kids, got nieces, friends of a friend's kids, and what I'm noticing, and I don't know if it's so much with the dude as with the girls, but, and I'm really not that old, you guys. I feel like, you know, when I see this stuff, I feel like Rumpelstiltskin. I feel like, you know, I fell asleep and woke up and this is a whole new age. What happened to the man, the dude, knocking on your door, coming in your home, sitting down, conversating with mommy and daddy, brothers and sisters, or brothers or uncles got to sit up there and drill him and ask him 101 questions? Okay. If you can't come in like a man, like a gentleman, and sit down and meet the family and let them see what you look like, who you are, what's your name, who your parents are, where you work at, where you live. I don't, you know, so basically, in a nutshell, she was sneaking out to meet a man, and if they get her cell phone, they'll know who gave her a call. But why couldn't you tell your mom 4:30 in the morning where he taking her to the Waffle House? I'm sorry, I don't eat until like about 9 or 10 for breakfast. So we would go somewhere like Waffle House or one of those hotels where they have the, I forgot what they would call it, continental breakfast. 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting my Z's. I'm snoring away or whatnot. So I hope that they find the little creature. Yeah, I call him a creature, a little creature from the Black Lagoon that took this this young woman's life, destroyed everything for her family. Prayers go out. Moving on to the next lady. Missing woman Jasmine Pace found deleted. boyfriend charged with murder. This is from December. Again, all these young ladies, December, January, at the prime of their life. This girl's 22.
Chattanooga courtroom, that's where Nolensville man Jason Chin appeared before a judge accused of the murder of 22-year-old Jasmine Pace. This video from the courtroom is from WRCB, our NBC affiliate there. Today, a judge gave Chin a $5 million bond as Pace's family sat feet away from the man charged with killing their daughter. Police officers from Chattanooga and Nolensville both testified in the courtroom today about the murder and the aftermath. So did the medical examiner, who says Pace was stabbed around 60 times. Officers testified that they found Pace's blood all over Chin's apartment near UTC's campus, as well as evidence that he cleaned up a lot of blood as well. They say the amount of blood found in the apartment was stunning.
You're just able to say it's a large amount.
I would say that it's the largest amount that I've ever seen.
Well, officers testified that Pace's body was found inside a trash bag, which was inside a suitcase, with her ankles handcuffed to her wrist.
Meanwhile, a lot of the discussion in the courtroom today was over Chin's behavior when he was arrested at his parents' Nolensville home. Officers who made the arrest say when they arrived at the house, the first thing Chin was asked is if they had warrants for his arrest, and if they did, how many. Chin's attorneys argued for a $250,000 bond. They say the $5 million is unreasonable, but the district attorney obviously disagrees, saying Chin is a flight risk.
The Tennessee Constitution guarantees Mr. Chen not only the right to a bond, but the right to a reasonable and not excessive bond.
There is no criminal that deserves a higher bond than Mr. Chen.
Chin's mother also testified in court today, saying her son made calls from jail saying he wished he had taken his own life. She says she's worried about his safety, but prosecutors say they believe Chen could flee to his parents' home country of China if he's released. If Chen makes bond, he'll be required to wear an ankle monitor.
Former classmates of the man accused of killing Jasmine Pace. Jason Chen is a student at UTC and a graduate of Nolensville High School in Williamson County near Nashville.
Liam Collins is live now with the latest. Liam, what do you have for us?
Yeah, David, Cindy, Jason Chen's now former classmates are using words like unsettling and upsetting to describe his alleged involvement in Jasmine Pace's death. Today, they told me that when they went to school with him, he had a reputation for inappropriate behavior online.
And it just made me sick to my stomach.
Addie Raymer says it took her a while to wrap her head around accusations against Jason Chen, the man accused of killing Jasmine Pace. She went to middle school with him before he went on to attend and graduate from Nolensville High School.
His personality is just very off, and he's not very good at social cues and things like that.
Raymer says Chen built a reputation of inappropriate online behavior. She says he would often create fake profiles of classmates, pretending to be them while chatting with other students. Raymer says it happened to her.
It just basically felt like he was trying to delve more into my life.
She says these messages are from him pretending to be a friend, not asking anything inappropriate, but asking her if she wanted to hang out after school. He admitted that he was doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Jason Chen's arrest warrants say neighbors said they heard a woman scream around 2:15 the morning after Jasmine was last seen, but they did not call 911. Jasmine sent her location via text message to her mom around the same time. At 12:54, Chen is seen on surveillance video leaving his apartment on Tremont Street. About an hour later, he's seen on surveillance video buying peroxide and bandages. At 7 that night, he buys more peroxide, rubbing alcohol, and paper towels. He then can be seen leaving the apartment about an hour and a half later, and police say someone wearing the same clothes can be seen driving Jasmine's car to the Signal View Apartments, which is where her car was later found. Police found several bloodstains, glass, and Jasmine's personal belongings inside of his apartment.
We're all just kind of really uneasy.
Julia Carroll lives in the apartment complex and is a senior at UTC, where Chen is also enrolled.
They said he kind of gave off just like a weird vibe, like this kind of unsettled people with just kind of like how he behaved.
It's unsettling to the people who interacted with him, his neighbors, and former classmates who say Jasmine's death is hitting too close to home.
Everybody had known him to be really odd and just not very socially there.
I was trying to look and see if they had anything what was the motive? Were they fighting or arguing? Was there some kind of, I don't know, BDSM, some kind of, freaky deek stuff? Wow. Woo. That one is really heinous, scary, diabolical, inhumane. Prayers go out to this young lady's family and for her soul to rest in peace. Did she ever call the police on him? I'm just curious about that, but to me, it didn't have to end that way. You want out, just leave. Just go your separate ways. As I was telling one of my nephews and his little friends, there's no need for a dude to be up here stalking a girl, hanging around if she doesn't want you. You dudes, especially your young ones, and especially your good-looking ones, especially if you're 6 feet tall and up, you've got like 20 chicks to one dude. And I remember one of my guy friends back in the day, he'd be like, I tell these chicks, get a number, get in line. That's what I'm talking about. Get a ticket and get in line. That should be a man's attitude. Should be a woman's attitude. Don't run. Don't run behind somebody who don't want you or they're not following your rules. If you want her to be submissive and she don't want to be submissive, move on to the next chick. You should have some kind of pride, dignity for yourself. But this was just so unnecessary, so unnecessary. Again, prayers go out to the family and friends of this young woman, Miss Jasmine. And for Chin, may you rot in you know what with Joe Evil, Raggedy, also another creature from the Black Lagoon. Okay, so my next...